Hello everybody, this is me Ethan here, and welcome back to another LEGO set review. In today's video, I'll be reviewing the LEGO Minions The Rise of Gru 7551 Brick-Built Minions and their lair. This set contains 3 minifigures, 876 pieces. The age recommendation is ages 8 and up, and it retails for $50 in the US. Keep in mind, this isn't my set, this is actually my brother's. He got it for his birthday, and also about a year ago, I made a video saying how I wasn't excited for LEGO Minions. I still don't like the Minions characters, but I love these sets. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and take a closer look at this set. First up here we have Kevin. As you can see, they give him a little crowbar as an accessory, which is an interesting accessory to say the least. If you don't know how these Minions minifigures work, basically there's this top headpiece that goes right on top, kind of like the Trolls minifigures do, and there's this entire bottom base. The arms just going through Technic pins, and I believe the main base for the body is triple molded, because as you can see we have yellow, blue, and then black of course for the legs, which I find very interesting. The top part for the eyes, the goggles are just molded onto there, which is pretty interesting, and then the eyes are just 1x1 printed circular tiles, which I find very interesting. I thought it was just kind of going to be all molded onto there, but I guess it's just like that. As you can see, he looks a little bit angry now. We have his little spiky hair, and then they give him an extra black stud and a little worker's hat that you can put on top as if he's doing like maintenance on the built minions or whatever. So that's pretty interesting. So there is Kevin. Here we have Stewart. He is almost the exact same as Kevin, except the top piece that goes on top is a little bit shorter. He has one eye. It's the exact same eyeball print. He looks kind of tired. He's got these little pajamas on with the white stripes with this kind of, I believe it's sand blue or medium blue, I think. I can't remember. He's got the white feet instead and white hands, and then for an accessory they just give him a normal Lego banana. Nothing really much to see here from Stewart, and he has a little bit of a kind of calm facial expression. Here we have Bob. He is almost the exact same size as Stewart, except the top piece for him that goes on top is a little bit smaller, just slightly. It's hardly noticeable, but if you look close enough you can definitely tell it's a lot smaller. He's got one green eye and one brown eye, which is a little bit odd. Of course, they're just the 1x1s on top, and then his suit is a little bit different. We actually have printing on the side arms and on like the bottom legs. This reminds me a lot of the Vector suit from the first Despicable Me movie. That may be what it's referencing. I don't really know. And then they also give him this really weird hat. I don't know what's going on with it. It's one of these golden Ninjago hats that you see a lot mainly in Ninjago. But I don't really know what's going on with this minifigure. It doesn't really look a lot like Bob, but there's Bob. First up, we'll take a look at the brick-built Stewart. First, taking a look at the exterior. As you can see, it is very round, using all the curved bricks, which I really appreciate. The movable arms, which is connected through a Technic pin on the side, which is very nice. Very, I guess, articulatable, is that the word? It can articulate is what I'm trying to say. Same with the fingers and stuff. You can articulate that a lot. You've got the blue overalls going around the entire build. Very nice. You can move the arms around. There's these panels that are printed with the facial expressions. You can't really remove the facial expressions and swap them out, which kind of stinks, but it makes sense because it's constrained with all the other bricks on top. We have this giant eye, which does spin around, which I'll show in a little bit. It's got this giant piece on here, and then the 2x2 print of the eye with the dish. It shows that you're supposed to kind of put it on the side, like through the quarter of it, I guess, if that makes sense. But I personally prefer if it's on display for it to be like that. I don't know. Does that look better, you guys? I think it does. You can also see the hair on the top, which uses a pretty interesting technique. And then spinning around, there are these black handles that open up. You can see it says Stewart on the top, and there are these little gears. And if you spin that and look around at the front, the eye spins around. I think if I put it on the way that the instructions show, you can kind of see how it spins around, which is a pretty fun little play feature. I actually like that. But like I said, I think it looks better if it's just like that. And it still can kind of spin around as he's looking around, I guess. On the interior, you can see like a little dance floor, some speakers, a boomerang, what looks to be some posters, one that says like Vicious 6, I think. One right here that just says WK with this dude. I don't know what's up with that. May have to watch the movie. We have these little doodads that they can press, and little cassette tape, and a TV, and a target. These are printed. These down here in the little control panels, but these two right here are not printed. Same with the little TV. Not much really going on, but there is enough room where you can fit Stewart in there and you can have fun with him. A lot of playroom, and I believe if you move his arms down a little bit, you can seal up the entire thing just like that, which is really nice actually. I love that you can have, of course, the play on the inside for the kids, and then, of course, the very nice display on the outside of an even bigger minion. So I think that is really cool, and now we'll go ahead and take a look at Bob. But before we go ahead and take a look at Bob, I would like to mention that Bob can turn back into Kevin if I would like it to be Kevin instead. But yet again, this is my brother, so it was really up to him which one he wanted to build. He could either build Kevin or Bob in instruction manual 2. As you can see, it says rebuild Kevin into Bob. Obviously, they want you build Kevin, but you could really build either one you would like. You can see at the beginning of the instructions, it says bag 2 can either turn to Kevin or Bob. You can turn Kevin on page 5, turn into Bob on page 66. I really like that feature. It's kind of cool. It was very well explained. I personally like Kevin a little bit better because he's bigger and there's more interior space. I think the interior is a little bit better than Bob in my opinion, but it's his set, it's his decision. And real quick, we'll go ahead and take a look at the back of the instructions. You can see it says rebuild Kevin into Bob still. And you can see the advertisement for all the other Minion sets, which I think is kind of interesting because the only two that are released right now, that released April 27th, 2020, are the Unstoppable Bike Chase 75549 and the Brick Built Minions and their Layer 7551. But it also does show the airplane, which is pretty cool, a little Chinese temple, and then the little lab area, I guess. So it's kind of interesting they show the other sets even though they aren't going to be released this year. They will be released next year since this movie has been delayed. So now let's go and take a look at Bob. So now we'll go ahead and take a look at Bob, and I would like to say that Bob is a little bit of a shrunken down build of Stewart, except obviously he has 2 eyes and a different interior. It's very similar, like with the build style. As you can see, it's almost the exact same on the side, except Bob is of course shorter and he has 2 eyes. So now we're going to take a look at him, and I forgot to mention with both Stewart and Bob, they have these brick built boots or shoes, I guess, and they're made with plates rather than bricks, which I find very interesting. And then Technic in the bottom. I thought that was pretty cool. Yet again, same overalls. He has 1 green eye, 1 brown eye, a new face panel with a different expression on it. Still got the same movable, posable arms. If you look in the back, you got the little handles that open up. You can see it says Bob, and then there's the little Technic area in the back where you can spin around the eyes and you can go crazy and stuff. I'm sure kids would have a very fun time with that. It's a pretty cool little feature, I must say. And then we have what looks to be like a little dojo build for Bob, which is pretty interesting. You can fit him in there and stuff, and you can, you know, have fun with him. And there's a little, what looks to be staff, some scythes, a Ninjago sword. We look to have like a little bust back there, which is pretty interesting. It says Bob up there, if I didn't mention that already. We have some plant life, some rock work with the masonry bricks, a few cabinets, and what looks to be like some potions or jars of some sort. Not as much going on as Stewart's, I'd say, but it still is a very cool build, of course, for kids, you know, to play around and do different stuff. They can grab the accessories and just have some fun with the little minion character. And then, of course, it just closes up like that, and then you have a giant minion. So there you guys have it. There's my review of the LEGO Minions, the Rise of Gru, Brick Built Minions, and their layer. I think this is a great value for $50. It comes with a lot of great pieces. I think I forgot to mention, but that is actually a 2x2 printed eye. Those aren't stickers. I don't know if I mentioned that in the review, but those are 2x2 printed tiles, which I think are really cool. But anyways, this is a fantastic value for $50. You're getting 876 pieces for 50 bucks, and also I forgot to mention that you do get a ton of extra pieces in case you don't want to build one of the extra minions. So that's just more good pieces for your parts collection. There's a ton of great pieces in here. Of course, a lot of yellow and some blue, but I mean, they're nice extra pieces. You get quite a few, so great price per piece, of course, for those kind of people. The minifigures, although that may not be your kind of thing, it's still pretty great. But I just love the fact that you get a great display piece, and then you get a great play piece. You don't normally get a play set and a display set at the same time for LEGO sets. You just don't see it. You either see a play set build with like a building or whatever, and then you see like an actual displayable, you know, ship or whatever. So to have a displayable minion or whatever, or character, and then have an interior as well for playability's sake, I think that's a great value for 50 bucks, and I would definitely recommend it. You can probably get it for 20% off now at Walmart if you would like to. I'd highly recommend this set if you, of course, do have the money and are willing to spend it on it. So I'd like to thank you all so very much for watching. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye and have a great day.